Howdy, Dark Soulser. It's me, the Joker. Alright. Today, it is episode 94 of the Dark... I almost said Demon Souls 3. We're not talking about Demon Souls, but I will let you know that it's going up already. You should... Hopefully you're watching it. I would truly appreciate if you were, because I do kind of dig the series. Uh, I will... I could talk about it, but I'm going to reserve it so that more of the series gets uploaded before the before I spoil everything. How deep could I possibly be into the game? I will tell you in a future episode. By the way, how come we started with Zero Estes? It's kind of rude. Probably should have just fought Gundyr anyway. High risk reward. Eat. Actually, we gotta get a new weapon. Uh, no, we're not gonna use the great axe. Do we? Can you don't? Could you just not? Gotta see how much Titanite chunky we have. Also getting used to normal controls instead of playing on the PlayStation 3 keyboard layout. Okay, let's do a little bit of, you know, maybe instead we will rock you. I do want to use an ultra greatsword that is also good. Is that possible? Might not be possible. You know what? Let's do it. Spear. So yeah, no Demon Souls spoilers yet. I forgot this is not a real spear. It's a fake spear. Uh-oh. Alright. Yeet. Aside from Demon Souls, I am putting Bloodborne on the list next. It's something to happen. Is it gonna happen? I mean, I was very uncertain and tried not to promise anything for Demon Souls, so I'm just gonna do the same thing for Bloodborne and be like, you never know. I'll run into a single technical issue and just stop trying to solve it. It could happen. But that's on the list. I've never played Bloodborne, so maybe. The thing is that, like, the main reason why I enjoyed Demon Souls so much, and at the same time I couldn't really like find the encouragement to play Bloodborne the first time that I picked it up was because it's on controller. Basically it. I can't use a controller. I mean obviously I'm good at keyboard. I just gotta use keyboards all the time. Demon Souls was a lot more palatable because of the keyboard. And I will play any Souls game as long as it has a keyboard. So that's what I'm kind of sticking to. I'm thinking if I can make Bloodborne work with the keyboard, which I know there's software for that. It's complicated. It was like really janky to get the mouse controls to work with Demon Souls. My mouse sensitivity had to be like 0.05. This one I could do like a 180 in very, very easy move. Probably only turn like 10 degrees with the same mouse movement on Demon Souls. It's a good thing there's lock on in that game. But yeah, Bloodborne's on the list. And one more thing before we pivot, a little forewarning for you. It's very likely that the Dark Souls 3 series will end on a triple digit number. As you can tell, it's episode 94. Maybe this time next week, there will not be an episode after. That's what I'm thinking. Because I mean, I'm not gonna get into it until that time, but that's where I'm going, and I will explain more when we get there. So, it's just a little forewarning. Moving on. Be gone. Dang it. Pain. Alright, I'm gonna die. I'm leaving. Anyway, been playing a lot of games that I used to play like years ago maybe, cuz I've I've kind of like adopted a new philosophy recently to just revisit every game every like couple years. Just try it once. What's the harm in waiting for a 5 hour 200 gigabyte installation and then you just don't like the game and you're like, okay, well, wasted my time, uninstall, but at least you tried it, right? I actually just like ruined my point there. I meant it to be a satire, but it just ignore it and assume I still have a good point. You should just like revisit your games. Dude, I hate it. It's I'm never gonna unsee it. The door is always gonna be cursed. So what am I talking about? Well, I revisited Hearthstone a bit. Gonna be honest, I hate it. Which I'm actually glad. It's just like actually genuinely boring. Cause never occurred to me. Oh no. Discord, please. Why do I always forget? I'm gonna turn off Discord sounds one day. Not today, though. So, thing about Hearthstone, like every 4 months, there's a new expansion. It's like a million cards added, and you have to learn every one of them. You could learn them on the fly. It's not really the spirit of the game. Like, there's secrets in the game that you're supposed to play around. Instead, if you don't know what the secrets do until you trigger them, that's horrible, right? Cause you're gonna ruin your chances. You're gonna ruin your game. That's my problem with it. Is just adapting to it, and this is gonna be a recurring theme, right? So Hearthstone, I didn't like that. Then I was like, oh, you know what? There's the solo stuff. Maybe I'll play some of that. Uh, was just bored. I didn't even bother doing like the normal constructed mode because I knew I didn't own any of the millions of cards that I needed to participate, and it just wouldn't be very fun. So there you go. Hearthstone, it's just very difficult to pick up. Probably like the hardest. And then I was like, okay, well, you know what else I want to revisit? Talked about it recently. Call of Duty Black Ops 4. She didn't spin. Call of Duty Black Ops 4, partly for the multiplayer because of the new release of Cold War, partly for the zombies because of the release of Cold War Zombies. When it comes to multiplayer, first of all, I gotta say, there's like nobody's playing. Are you surprised? Only thing I could get is a team deathmatch map, which is whatever. You know, it kind of gets bland after a while. If only there was another mode. There was not. Really, all that playing multiplayer reminded me is that I actually hate multiplayer because of score streaks. Which every time I forget that they even exist, and I'm like, why do these things exist? And then I stop playing the game. And then I forget about it for next time. And that's the life cycle there. I'll remember for next time. Uh-oh. Um Also, even though there's like probably less than 10,000 players on that game at this point, just worldwide, I encountered a hacker in just casual multiplayer. It's just insanity. Ouch. Deserved. It's it's just like why, right? Like the game is, I don't know, it's two closing it, well, yeah, let's just say 2 years old. Nobody cares. Why do you care? What are you gaining? Etc. Anyway, he was on my team, and I didn't notice until the uh, ending kill cam. But whatever. Needless to say, I was still happy that I won. But my bigger complaint was Call of Duty Zombies. It's like you only like partly realize as you're playing it, and you have the guide pulled up, that you're like, who would have ever figured this out? What is with this step where it's like, oh, you go into this room, you spin in a circle, you shoot the corner of the mirror 3 times, and you say Bloody Mary, and then you shoot Bloody Mary on the shoulder twice when she appears for the half second, and that's how you unlock Pack-a-Punch. Now, if you want to have the Super Pack-a-Punch, get ready, because you're gonna have to do 5 times as many steps, and it's insane. Now, what do I mean? I mean, I went into the game just like, hey, I just want to casually get into it, and I was like, how do you get the Wonder Weapon again? It's just like there's 6 maps, and all of them it's like, hey, you go to this part of the map, you shoot this particular thing, then you go to this other part of the map, you shoot this other random thing, and it's just has you going around in circle. Ah. And if it's not that simple, then it's like too complicated for me to even remember right now. But how do I even remember the locations? Like I can tell you, one of my favorite maps, yeah, let's say, is like to get the Wonder Weapon, it's just in a room behind a padlock. What's the padlock? It's just 4 symbols. Where's the symbols? You have to go to this specific room, and then you have to check 3 different spots, and then you have to memorize the symbol in a random. It's gonna be in one of the 3 spots at random, and then you do that for all 3 symbols, and then the 4th symbol, it could be anywhere in the map. Like it has 4 specific spots on the map, but it could be anywhere because you don't remember where it is. Oh, that's a new move. Could be anywhere on the map. You don't remember. And it's not very fun to look around, and then like that's probably one of the easiest ones to unlock is you running around, find 3 random symbols in a specific spot, and then a totally random symbol. They're all hidden on purpose. It sucks. Oh no. I'm fine. Not fine. Uh but what cheeses me off even more is after you get the wonder weapon behind the 4 symbol padlock, it only gets worse. Like the wonder weapon is simple. It's a revolver that's like the ray gun. It shoots like the ray gun, but it's a revolver. It's fun. Could be more interesting if you follow this 16 steps. It's like, hey, you're gonna go to the graveyard. You're gonna go over this pile of skeletons. You're gonna bring a zombie there. You're gonna kill the zombie with your melee. Okay, you make sure the corpse is there. Now you're gonna get a different zombie. You're gonna get your weapon. You make sure that the weapon has this specific corrosion repack, right? It's gonna run you 7,500 extra points. You got the corrosion repack. All right, that's great news. Now you're gonna shoot a zombie over the skeleton pile. I'm dead again. Shoot the zombie over the skeleton pile. Okay, you're following so far? I'm not. With the gun, make sure that it's corroded. It has like a 10% chance to be corroded. Just keep trying. Now that you kill the zombie with corrosion over the skeleton pile, you have the first part. You need 3 parts, then you can get the upgrade for the wonder weapon. There's 3 upgrades for the wonder weapon. I'm not joking. This is basically how it is. I can guarantee you that is an actual genuine step in upgrading the wonder weapon. You have to get a specific weapon upgrade, shoot an enemy over a specific spot, and unlock part 1 of like 3. It's just infuriating because how does anybody actually remember how to do any of this? Like I don't think that should be the spirit of any game. It's like these complicated steps. A puzzle is good. That is not a puzzle. Ouch. That is just unnecessarily complicated. So, yeah. When I tried to play zombies, that was basically what I ran into. I was like, I chose the simplest map that I liked, and then I was like, wait, how do I do anything on this map? How do I get Pack-a-Punch? How do I get the Wonder Weapon? I never got the Wonder Weapon because it was so complicated. I didn't accomplish anything, and then I uninstalled the game. All right. So that's 2 games revisited. Might as well go for a third. Overwatch. One thing I noticed about Overwatch is that it actually like heavily I mean it never really occurred to me because I made a point about it in a much well not super earlier episode, but I was like, hey, Battle Royales, PUBG split its player base by adding first person versus third person and all these different maps, and it made finding a lobby a lot harder. Obviously, 100 people is much different than 12, but it's still like Overwatch has so many modes, right? It has quick play and competitive, typical, but then there's like arcade has 7 modes at all time, and you're also encouraged to play private lobbies and stuff. It's just basically my issue was that I was in queue for like 3 minutes, and then when I got into a game, Overwatch was like, "Hey, the game needs to update because you haven't played in 2 years." And I'm like, "Wait, no." And then that's as far as I've gotten in Overwatch. I might pick it up again. And the only other game that I plan on trying again is ouch, Rainbow Six Siege. I used to love that game. Here's my issue with it that I'm probably gonna like hate it for. Uh, every uh-oh, 4 months, much like Hearthstone, but like honestly on a tamer level. Ouch. There's a new operator, as you probably know. Really, all I'm afraid of is it's gonna be like, hey, you're missing half of the roster. So you don't understand all these characters, you don't understand what happened, you don't understand what you're doing. You want to try new operators, sucks for you, and all that stuff, along those lines. Now it's not the same issue for Overwatch because they've only added one character since I last played, which was like December of last year for Sigma. That was a very brief period. It's a miracle we've managed to keep our souls. I don't know, maybe we should swap to a real spear instead of this faker. Maybe we should actually, you know what? Just for you, you in particular, the viewer, I will finally start using sorceries. Now, I know that I said the series may or may not be ending in, like, I don't know. Wait, we need so much more faith for this lightning stuff. Those are the good ones. Let's get Soulstream. Yeah. Okay. Um, I know. I did say that the series may or may not be ending quite soon. Sorry. You gotta enjoy the little time you have, right? What do all these do? It doesn't really matter. Don't worry about it. But I mean, these are all pyromancies and stuff. All right, then let's just focus on using sorceries, please. I don't want to have so many things. Uh, you know, sure. Just always get the biggest one, please. Hey, and I don't like the hail. On second thought, let's just use the hail. Unless I'm just looking for like the biggest intelligence requirement. Can we get that? I don't think I can imbue this weapon. Don't worry about doing that. Sure. It's gonna be real expensive to cast any of these. But you know what? We're gonna equip. Nope, back. Equipment. Do. Uh-oh. Alright, I did forget about this part. I probably need to upgrade something. Let's see. Uh, what is... Oh, of course. Let's do right here. Okay, catalyst. Just a staff will do. Crystal Sage staff, I think. Unless you want the Preacher's right arm, unless you want the I don't know, which one of these scales best with intelligence? Probably you or you. Probably gonna use you. Okay, let's go upgrade it, maybe? For Twinkling Titanite, I hope. I imagine. I'm gonna use sorceries for the first time, and then 7 episodes from now, the series may or may not end. Let's go. Oh, of course, you gotta equip it, you dummy. Let's try one of these out. Great. All right. How much to reinforce you? Twinkling Titanite. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Thank you. Thank you. Sell you. Yes, hello. Good enough to do this. Hopefully, I'm not messing up and this is a fine... Oh, that's good. Sure. This is a fine weapon, I hope. Anything else we need to do? Except be fatter, I guess. You know, always good to be fatter. Don't take health tips from me. Sure. And let's go back to Dancer, despite the time left in the video, see how this works out. We do probably want to get a little more Ashen Estus than 0. Can I? Yep. Nope. Yeah. Of course. Of course. Okay. You know, it could work. This is my first time ever using these. The closest I've come to using a sorcery was trying to use Great Weapon, Magic Great Weapon, what's it called? Basically, yeah, Great Magic Weapon. To use it on my Castus, it wasn't good enough for a early build. Increased the damage by like 2. Turns out you want to spec into a lot of intelligence for that. How could I know? Okay, hello Dancer. Prancer. Yeet. Alright. Now, I do believe... Oh, you know? Oh, you gotta hold it, it seems. Do I have to hold it? Excuse me, let me get my souls back. I didn't get him back. Hold on. Okay, can you leave me alone for a moment? So I can like laser you down totally? Yeah? Item? Debris? Alright, you don't hold it down. It's just quite short. It's not very impressive. You know, I've heard great things about that to be so disappointed. Alright, what if ouch? What if ouch? You know, it's looking a little tough. Don't worry about it. I missed a lot of those. This is good enough damage, to be honest. Let's just keep casting this. Can't even catch up. Don't. Alright, I forgot. It's a little low on the Ashen Estus. Brilliant. It's just abysmal timing. I don't think I even needed to roll away from that. Yeet. Yeet. One more. Don't miss. Saw that one coming. Alright. Here goes our last one, and then we have to fight normally. It's just the wrong button. There's a lot of buttons on the go here. I think I'm supposed to be using a controller for this class. Okay, let's use this. Hold on. Alright, that's equally unimpressive, to be honest. Alright, honestly, should have just specced into Faith this whole time. Lightning can only be better than this. Uh-oh. Alright, we're out. We're out. Come on. It's barely even like half health. I did miss a lot of moves and made a few inefficient ones, but it's still not my fault at all. I dance in September. See you in the next episode. Hope you enjoyed this one. Like the video, subscribe, watch Demon Souls, etc.